Hello, it's time to start our presentation. We are very pleased that so many people have registered to webinar and joined our presentation. My name is Aleksandras. I work in operational marketing department. With me is Edgardas and Valdemaras from the technical department. They will help me answer the technical questions during the Q&A session. We are making this webinar together with our partner, Gurtam. With us is Sergey. Sergey, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Aleksandras. Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you all for visiting today's webinar. It's a pleasure for me to have a joint session with our technology partner, Teltonika. Teltonika is a part of our community. I believe that such events will promote better relationships. They will educate and bring additional value to all of us. My name is Sergey Govorunov. I'm Wialon implementation consultant in Gurtam. I'm helped with Wialon to solve any unusual tasks for our partners and to make the ideas and projects happen. Thank you, Aleksandras.
Thank you, Sergey. If you have any questions during the webinar, please write them in the Q&A tab so that Valdemaras, Edgardas, and Sergey will have time to prepare the answer. So today we will discuss about our cooperation history. Sergey will tell about Gurtam and how many Teltonika devices are there on Wialon. You will find out why eco-driving is very important. We will present FMB920 from a new perspective. Sergey will show how to configure eco-driving on the Wialon platform. We will look at the eco-driving data and find out more about how to use that information. We will talk about how to start cooperation and try out our solution. And our team will answer the questions. The webinar takes about 45 minutes, so please take a comfort seat and enjoy. Now I pass the microphone to Sergey. He will tell us a little bit about Gurtam, our cooperation history, and give some numbers.
Thank you, Aleksandras. A few words about Gurtam. Gurtam is the GPS and IoT software development company with more than 1,600 partners in 130 countries worldwide. There are more than 2.4 million devices connected to Wialon, Gurtam's product. I can but say that the most popular hardware brand in Wialon is Teltonika. We integrated almost 70 Teltonika models. There are more than 277,000 Teltonika devices integrated and connected to Wialon. Is that much? Imagine if every single vehicle in Iceland has a Teltonika device installed and connected to Wialon. FMB920, the tracking device we're going to talk about today, is quite a popular device according to the numbers. There are more than 40,000 FMB920s connected to Wialon. Aleksandras?
Thank you, Sergey. So today's webinar topic is FMB920 eco-driving scenario on Wialon platform. Why we choose this topic for our webinar? Because growing world population and development of new technologies contribute to the growth in use of transport. More transportation is needed to carry people and goods. Business like car sharing services, food delivery platforms, and e-commerce emerge and expand. Meanwhile, driving style is one of the factors directly influencing fuel consumption and vehicle life. If it's managed well, we saved costs, and this cost can be used to strengthen a company and its competitive advantages. During the COVID-19 circumstances, traffic was decreasing, but now quarantine is gradually softened, and we see positive signs that the revs will be increasing. After struggling with the financial fertility, very important is to be efficient when all things back on track. So our solution can help with that. FMB920 we choose for 5 main reasons. First, this is a reasonably priced fleet management device considering huge functional potential. The device shares the FMB platform with advanced and professional devices. That means that a lot of new functions will be similar to other more advanced devices. And the platform is continuously being developed, so the device will not be forgotten. Also, it has professional tools like PhotoWeb for remote firmware and configurations update. For example, when new functions are released and you want to update firmware, or you just want to change configuration, you can do it remotely via PhotoWeb for all your fleet only by a few clicks. Also, we have universal Teltonika configurator that is easy to use. I will show how to set up eco-driving scenario. Also, easy installation, which is important these days when there are a lot of limitations associated with COVID-19. Device has auto-calibration function that helps to install device more easily. FMB920 has an internal battery. This allows to use unplugged detection scenario. Also, there's possibility to use FMB920 not only like track and trace solution, but also you can expand functionality with Balionis sensors. For example, such as fuel level sensors or wireless temperature sensor for cold chain solutions. Also, you can connect wireless beacons, and that's allowed to recognize driver's ID. Our company motto is easy key to IoT. We create products and solutions that are easy to use, install, and configure. Now I will show you how easy it is to set up eco-driving scenario in Teltonika configurator. Give me a few seconds. I switch the screens to the configurator. Here you see our configurator. We need to go in Features tab. Here is eco-driving scenario settings. We need to turn on this scenario. Here you see default threshold values. They need to be adjusted by vehicle type. Today we use accelerometer source because he is more accurate and work there where no GPS signal is. For example, underground parking. Also, you can inform driver, for example, that they make a violation by connecting LED or buzzer to the DOT one. When he make a violation, he gets notified. Also, you can additionally send SMS. Here we can choose the number and write the text, and with the notification, we get SMS also. Then you need to save the configuration and load to the device via cable or, for example, via PhotoWeb wirelessly. Also, you can do it the same on the Wialon. And now Sergey will show what you need to do on the Wialon platform to use eco-driving scenario. Sergey, please switch screens.
Thank you, Aleksandras. Thank you for sharing information about how to configure the device. I'm going to share my screen. Here it is. So before we start speaking about the eco-driving, I'd like to say that the eco-driving module is one of the most demanding features in telematics. Why? Because it allows you to detect harsh driver behavior. The harsh driver behavior is the main cause for all the problems for the fleet owners. So how to configure it in Wialon? In Wialon, we need to follow 3 simple steps. The first one, we need to find the parameter. The second step, we need to find and create these sensors. And the last one, we need to create the criteria for the eco-driving module. So starting with the first one, let's find the parameters. The list of the parameters you can find on the Teltonika wiki. So you need to here search for green driving. Green driving. Here you can see 2 parameters, green driving type and green driving value. For the green driving type, you can see that we can use 3 events: harsh acceleration, harsh braking, and harsh cornering. Another parameter, IO254, shows us the value of the events. Also, here in the description, you can see the value in the g-force multiplied to 100. So basically, later on, we need to convert this value back to the g-force. So knowing the parameters, we need to make sure that our tracking device has these parameters. So when you click on the icon of the unit in Wialon, you can see set list of parameters. If you don't see this, you need to go to the user settings, scroll down for the show additional information about the units, and activate these parameters. All right, so here you can see IO254 and IO253, the event type and the value. Knowing this, now we can start creation of the sensors. Here in the unit properties, we need to go to the sensors tab. Here you can see that I've already created 6 sensors. It means that we're going to have 3 criteria: acceleration, braking, and cornering, but we have 2 parameters. It means that we need to combine those parameters into 1 sensor. But for this, we're going to use 6 sensors. So for example, let's have a look for the event braking and harsh braking sensors. For the event braking, we're using IO253. This is the harsh braking, right? And also we need to make sure that the sensor registers only 2 value, because 2 stands for the harsh braking. As for the harsh braking, the main sensor with the value, we need to use IO254 divided to constant 100. Here we're going to use validator event braking and validation type not now check. All right, we've created the sensors. Then the last step, we need to configure the eco-driving criteria. We need to go to the eco-driving tab. In the eco-driving tab, I already created 3 criteria: acceleration, braking, and cornering. Let's have a look at the acceleration. This is the custom criteria. I'd like to say that for all the Teltonika devices, FMB920, we're going to use the custom criteria. So the name is acceleration. The sensor is harsh acceleration. That one that based on the IO254. The minimum value is 0.1 in order to register all the data to our report system. For the penalty points, you can specify, we can type 1, for example, for minor violations and 10 for severe one. So later on, the penalty points will be converted into the rank of the vehicle or the driver. To get more information about our rank system, we need to go to our documentation rank system, and we can see the penalty rank conversion. 0 for 0 penalty point means that the rank of the vehicle is 6. And for example, if more, let's say more than 50 penalty points, means that the rank of the vehicle is 4. All right, knowing this and we could just configure the sensors, the eco-driving criteria. Now, what to do with this? So basically, there are 2 ways. The first one, we can configure the real-time notifications. And the other option is to analyze the data using the report templates, using a report system. So as for the real-time monitoring of the harsh behavior, you need to use our notifications module. I've created the notification, but a few words about the notifications. The notifications is the trigger action system that allows you to create an action when something happens to the vehicle. So for our notification, the harsh driving behavior, we're going to use our driving behavior unit group of vehicles. As for the trigger type, we're going to use the sensor value. The sensor range will be, the sensor name will be harsh asterisk because we need to include all the sensors. Value from and to will be 0 and trigger when out of range. You click next to select the action. So there are a lot of actions that you can use, but for this particular case, I've chosen the display on fly notification in pop-up window. And also we're going to register the event for unit. But also you can send notification to email address. Here you can specify different recipients. Also you can send mobile notification if you have Wialon mobile app installed on your smartphone. All right, for the next step, we can modify and configure our custom message. By default, we're given to use this one, but it is possible to use these tags and create your own custom message. For the next step, we need to name the notification, and also we need to activate this feature for all messages, that our notification triggers every time there is the value with the harsh driving events. All right. Voila, we just created the notification, and let's have a look how it works. So when you click on this button on all notifications, you can see the list of notifications that already triggered. When you expand it, you can see that the sensor, harsh braking with value at some particular time, at the speed with the location, and also the link to the Google Maps. Let's open it. Yeah, here it is. All right, why do we need to use the notifications? So first of all, I think that it would be great if the control room operator or dispatcher can contact driver who is violating, because it will prevent the future violations just immediately. So the another option is to analyze the history data. In this case, we're going to use our report system. Using the report system, you create a container, a box. Then later on, you're going to add different elements, tables to this container. And then how it works. We have a report template for the unit group. It consists of different table types. For our particular case, we're going to use two very simple but very effective table types, trips and eco-driving. Using the trips table type, we can get information about the movements. And then using these different columns, you can see the penalties and the rank of the particular trip. Using the eco-driving table type, you can see these events on the map, harsh driving events. For example, you can see the violation value in G-force and also rank in the rating. Speaking about the rating, here we can see we can detect the best and the worst driver of the vehicle. To make this happen, you need to go to the settings and activate the checkbox score-based rating color. So if it is activated, our rating column will be marked. All right, let's try to execute this report template. We need to click on it, then select, we need to specify the time interval, for example, for today. The report is ready. We can see some basic information about it. We can see trips. We can highlight the trips on the map. We can see that in beginning and all the valuable data here, duration of the trip, the penalties, and the rank of the particular trip. Also, we can see the rank for the whole time interval. Using eco-driving table type, we can see the acceleration, braking, cornering events grouped. Also, when you expand it, you can see the location and time of every particular event. Let's zoom in. Select one of the events. You can see that this event happened, this was acceleration with the value 0.33 G-force at 80 kilometers per hour. So here you can see the penalties and the rank for the particular violation. So using this data, this is basically a proof, a bullet proof that you can show to the driver that you were violating. So this information will help the fleet owner to make the right decision, or even more, it allows you to use this information to encourage or discourage drivers. For example, for the best drivers, For example, if the rank of the driver is 5 and higher, then the driver can get more salary, and vice versa for the bad drivers. Also, it will be useful for the insurance companies to reduce or increase the cost for the insurance. All right, apart from the report system, we have another tool, the application EcoDriving. Using this application, we can visualize the hash driving events on the map. So it works very simple. You select the vehicle, add it to the list. Here you can see the rank, the number of violation for the selected time interval. If you'd like to have more detailization, you need to click on the unit. So here you can see all the trips on the map. Also here you can select the events. You can see its value. Also you can see that the speed of the vehicle is highlighted. So this information would be enough to make the right decision. All right, we've just learned how to use the notification to monitor real-time activity of the vehicle. Also, we can know how to use our report system to analyze all the violations on the map. So, Aleksandras, could you please wrap up? Why do we need to use EcoDriving module? Aleksandras?
Of course. Thank you, Sergey, for such interesting demo. Now I share my screen. So EcoDriving solution gives a lot of benefits. First of all, we have effective fuel consumption. This is achieved by minimizing harsh accelerations. Also, we reduce operational costs. We save fuel, tires, preserving suspension, thanks to the better driving quality. Also, we have longer vehicle life, keeping your fleet in a good condition by reducing aggressive driving. Also, we cutting down exhaust gas emissions. Smooth acceleration and maneuvering reduce engine load, and as a result, fuel consumption and gas emissions. Also very important that we increase road safety, because less harsh maneuvers mean safer roads. Also, we lower the risk of damage the cargo, and lower the risk of accidents and increasing driver, passengers, and pedestrian safety. If you want to try out the FMB920, contact your sales manager. And if you haven't tried our device yet, we highly recommend you to do so. You can contact Teltonika by email that you see on the screen. And for the technical questions, please contact the technical help desk. Sergey?
Thank you, Aleksandras. If you'd like to start communication and cooperation with Gurtam company, if you'd like to start using Wialon, please feel free to contact our business development team at sales@gurtam.com. If you'd like to solve any technical related questions, please contact our support team. Also, we have a hardware department that will help you with the pointing and configuration of the tracking device. Also, I'd like to mention that everything that I've done to the unit properties, sensors, and the EcoDriving criteria, I can send it to you via the email. Aleksandras?
Thank you, Sergey. So now let's go to the Q&A session. If you got a question, please type in the Q&A tab below. Now is the right time to do so. So Valdemar, what do you have for us?
Okay, thank you. Well done, Aleksandras and Sergey. Thank you for demonstration and presentation. It was very interesting and informative. Thank you everyone for participating and asking questions. So we received a lot of questions from today's audience. So we will answer most recurring questions right now. So first question goes to Edgardas. Do you have any recommended threshold values for acceleration, braking, and cornering for different type of vehicles?
Yeah, hello. So basically in configurator, you can already found the default value which is recommended for the light vehicle. But for different vehicles and different driving scenarios, we recommend perform test and determine which value is perfectly suited for your exact scenarios. You can also contact our support team and we will help you with values based on vehicle types and weight. What is really important to mention that it's only recommended values, and additional tests it's highly recommended to perform to be sure that these values is perfectly suited for your scenario.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Edgaras. Another question goes for Sergey. How to configure the device over the air on Wialon if you don't have any physical access to device?
Thank you so much. Let me show it how you can do this. By the way, using Wialon, it's possible to do configuration over the air. In this case, we're going to use our commands. So first of all, we need to find out the commands for the Teltonika devices. So here, the website, the wiki, you can find the description of each particular elements. You remember when you configure using the Teltonika configurator, you can select different switches, type different information to the fields. So using this website, device family parameter list, you can configure, you can send the command to the tracking device to reconfigure it. How it works. In Wialon, we need to create a command already created for the eco driving to high priority. You remember there were low priority, high priority, and panic priority. So using these commands, we're going to set param to 2. We're going to activate the high priority. And also there are another commands that are already created. Eco driving acceleration. Using these particular commands, we're going to set up the value in meters per second squared. So the value for the acceleration, I'm going to reconfigure it, is going to be 2.8 meter per second squared. All right, let's send the comments. In this case, if you don't see this icon here, the comments, you need to click the button, monitoring panel customizer, and activate this checkbox, comments. Then you need to click the button, eco driving, enable eco driving to high priority. You're going to send it. Then we're going to receive a response from the tracking device. You can see that new value is applied. So another comment is enable the eco driving acceleration. Send the comment. We're going to receive the response. Yeah, we've got the response. Basically, using this way, we can configure Teltonika devices over the air. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, another question I have for Edgaras. Is there any instructions how to mount device if vehicle in the vehicle for eco driving scenario?
Yes, thank you for the question. So yeah, we have the recommendation how the device should be installed in the vehicle to work with eco driving, but this recommendation is needed only if auto calibration functionality is not enabled in the device. In case when auto calibration is enabled, you do not need to worry how device is mounted, because with this functionality, device automatically will determine the exact axis, and the eco driving scenario will be working perfectly without any cost of the installation, because you just put device, turn on the auto calibration, and you're sure that it will work.
Thank you. Edgar, there's another question for you. What is the purpose of eco driving duration parameter in Teltonika's configurator?
Yeah, so in configurator, you can see such parameter. So basically, when it's enabled in configuration, additional record with eco driving event duration will be saved and sent to server. So basically, it show for how long eco driving scenario was active. So time is calculating from the time when eco driving start to the end of that.
Okay, thank you. Sergey, audience asked, is it possible to update firmware of device on Wialon? How to do it?
Thank you so much for the question. Let me show it. It is possible, and it consists of 3 simple steps. The first one, you need to send the command to upload the firmware to the photo server. The second command, you need to get the list of all the firmwares uploaded. And then the third command you need to send is to get this clouded firmware and upload it to the device. So I already created the commands. I've had the file. So I'm going to send the firmware to the photo server. I'm going to pick the file. It is here. Okay. Now we're going to have the response. The file is already here because I already tested the feature. Let me show it to you. So the next step, you need to copy the name of the file. All right. Then we need to send another command, update firmware from photo server. You need to put here the file name. You need to use the APN of your SIM card installed in the tracking device, very important. Our device is connected by the MTS. I'm going to input this, click OK. So yes, we get the response that device was updated. So this was example just how to send the update for only one device. But it is possible also to send the firmware update to all the devices that are in the unit group. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I have a question for Edgardas. It is related to the question, to the topic that you mentioned, auto calibration. So the audience asked, how does auto calibration work?
Okay, so basically device start auto calibration if one of condition is met. So after device is turned on and no calibration information is found in the flash, and when SMS or GPS command is received from the user to force the calibration. So after functionality has started, device periodically checks GNSS, ignition, and movement source parameters informations. If condition match, the device have position fix, GNSS speed is 0, ignition on, and first calibration vector is not saved yet. Device save this vector as ground vector, and it will be used in the future for future calibration calculation. So after that, the first ground vector is already saved. Device analyze the following conditions: that device have position fix, GNSS speed is at least 20 kilometers per hour, ignition is on, second vector was not saved yet, vehicle driving in the same direction within 5 degrees tolerance, and vehicle speed increased by 7 kilometers per hour within 1 second. So it will be condition for the second vector. Immediately after device save the second vector, the multiplying is done, and the result of multiply of this vector will be the right side of the car. So by using same vector multiplication method, device front left side will be calculated, and after which calibration will be done.
Thank you. Another question for you, Edgardas. Is there any additional conditions for eco-driving scenario to work?
Yeah, there is something to mention. So basically, to prevent generating false event, harsh acceleration and harsh braking is monitored only when ignition is on and vehicle speed is equal or higher than 10 kilometers per hour. And harsh cornering is monitored only when ignition is on and vehicle speed is equal or higher than 30% kilometers per hour.
Thank you. And the last question would be, is other Teltonica's devices are capable of using eco-driving scenario?
Yeah, so basically all of the FMB devices is supported at this scenario. So basically in the device configurator, you can see all these devices and check what is supported or this supported, but basically, yeah, all the devices support eco driving scenario.
Okay, thank you. So that would be all for now. If you didn't get live answer to your question, don't worry, because we will contact you through the email and we will provide the answer. So Aleksandras, please continue.
Thank you, Valdemaras. So we invite you to try our solution, which helps increase the efficiency of transport system and reduce the pollution of our planet. Let's make the world a better place together. Thank you for attending. See you at our next webinars. This particular webinar will be uploaded into Teltonika and Gurtam YouTube channels. So thank you, goodbye, have a good day.
Thank you very much. See you in Wialon. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.